Cops will be clamping down around the University of Minnesota the next 2 weekends. David Schumann shows us how campus police are partnering with Minneapolis officers to try and keep students safe.
The last several weekends provided an unusual amount of activity that we wanted to step up and try to stop it before it got into going on a regular basis.
The unusual activity included multiple fireworks attacks this weekend that hurt at least 4 people, including this female student. So the University of Minnesota is bringing in more police the next 2 weekends. Up to 10 extra officers coming from campus police and MPD getting paid overtime.
It'll start, late afternoon, early evening, and go into the early morning. Part of our view is that more visible police presence will help deter criminal activity.
Jada Sherman lives near where the fireworks attack happened. She feels more police are a good start, but ultimately a drop in the ocean.
It's a temporary solution to a problem that's going to persist, and I don't really feel like there's been any kind of message sent to the people that are doing this that you will be held accountable.
Joe Birch also thinks more accountability is needed, but he does feel safer than he used to.
The emphasis on campus safety happened after last year, more so, and so it's occurring right now, so I feel like more stuff is going to be done.
I asked MPD if officers are going to be a part of this campus safety effort, what does that mean for the rest of the city these next 2 weekends? A spokesperson told me no officers will be pulled off their regular shifts. Up to 6 a day will volunteer to take the overtime and patrol these neighborhoods. In Minneapolis, David Schumann, WCCO 4 News.
And there still have been no arrests made in the weekend fireworks attacks. The man who shot and killed 17 people at a school in Parkland, Florida will be spending the rest of his life behind bars. 4 years after the shooting, Nicholas Cruz was sentenced to life without parole. He was spared the death penalty by a jury last month. During the 2-day hearing, grief-stricken loved ones and survivors expressed anger over a state law requiring a unanimous verdict on a death sentence.